Hello and welcome to the Florida Rights Institute informational video series. We'll be talking about Florida vehicle carry rights, which will give an overview of the rights of gun owners to carry firearms in a vehicle. The following presentation is meant for informational purposes only and is not intended as legal advice. Seek a licensed attorney if you need legal assistance for your specific situation. Floridians have a right to bear arms under both the federal and state constitutions. The Second Amendment to the Federal Bill of Rights reads, "A well-regulated militia, being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed." This amendment has been incorporated to apply to the states and has been held to protect individual rights to own firearms for lawful defense purposes. The relevant case law came from 2008 and 2010 in Heller and McDonald. The Florida Constitution has specifically articulated the right to bear arms in Article 1, Section 8, stating, "The right of the people to keep and bear arms in defense of themselves and of the lawful authority of the state shall not be infringed, except that the manner of bearing arms may be regulated by law." While there are other parts to Florida's Constitution dealing with the right to bear arms, we're going to focus specifically on the issue of vehicle carry. In the state of Florida, the legislature has preempted all rules on firearms. That's with any town, city, county, or any locality under Florida Statutes 790.33. What this means is that only the legislature can make state-specific firearms laws. No locality can make laws concerning firearms. This preemption has legal teeth. A knowing and willful violation can result in a civil fine of up to $5,000 against the elected or appointed local government official or officials or administrative agency head under whose jurisdiction the violation occurred. Floridians do have the right to seek enforcement against violators who violate the state legislature's rules on firearms. In addition, the state of Florida has declared a policy in favor of gun rights, stating specifically in Florida Statute 790.251 that it's a matter of public policy that the lawful use of gun ownership and safety is promoted. Now, turning specifically to the statutes dealing with vehicle carry, we're going to discuss vehicle carry without a concealed weapons permit. The concealed weapons permit application and process is of a separate video, so we'll just be focusing on vehicle carry without needing a concealed weapons permit. Under Florida Statute 790.251, Florida law permits a type of concealed carry without a concealed weapons permit in vehicles. There is a difference between handguns and long guns in vehicle carry rules. The laws on vehicle carry are often some of the most misunderstood gun laws, so it's important to pay attention to the statutes. Handguns without having a CWP are permitted in a vehicle under Florida Statute 790.255. They must be in the interior of a private conveyance, securely encased, or otherwise not readily accessible for immediate use. Going to the Florida Statute's definitions, securely encased means in a glove compartment, whether or not locked, snapped in a holster, in a gun case, whether or not locked, in a zippered gun case, or in a closed box or container which requires a lid or cover to be opened for access. Readily accessible for immediate use means that a firearm or other weapon is carried on the person or within such close proximity and in such a manner that it can be retrieved and used as easily and quickly as if carried on the person. This language is meant to point out that a person is not supposed to be concealed carrying on the person, that is, on their body. There have been many misconceptions about how to properly carry in a vehicle. Only the Florida statutes apply. There is no such thing as a 2-step or 3-step rule in the Florida statutes. There is no such thing as a requirement for the magazine to be out in the statutes. There is no such thing as a requirement for the safety to be on in the statutes. Only the listed requirements in the Florida statutes govern when it comes to vehicle carry. There is a long guns exception under Florida Statute 790.255. It states, "Nothing herein contained prohibits the carrying of a legal firearm other than a handgun anywhere in a private conveyance when such firearm is being carried for a lawful use." In short, long guns are not affected by these specific rules as they pertain to handguns. However, long guns may need to be not ready for immediate use to avoid falling under the carrying on one's person provisions. The Florida statutes also provide a catch-all for the general secure transport of firearms in both private and public transport. Under Florida Statute 790.253L, it is lawful for a person to travel by private conveyance with a firearm when the weapon is securely encased, or in a public conveyance when the weapon is securely encased and not in the person's manual possession. Florida has also provided statutorily special rights for vehicle carry at places of business. Under Florida Statute 790.251A, no public or private employer may prohibit any customer, employee, or invitee from possessing any legally owned firearm when such firearm is lawfully possessed and locked inside or locked to a private motor vehicle in a parking lot, and when the customer, employee, or invitee is lawfully in such area. What this means is that the public is able to go to stores or restaurants and be able to leave their firearms inside their vehicle locked without the fear of criminal prosecution, where a business owner might otherwise ban guns on the premises. There are some exceptions to locked vehicle carry, including schools, correctional institutions, nuclear energy facilities, and a few other high-risk areas involving national defense, aerospace, and homeland security. It's important to check the statutes and make sure that where you're going is not one of those listed exceptions. Thank you for listening to our presentation on Florida vehicle firearms carry. For more informational and educational videos, visit www.floridarights.org.